2. 1 2 3 1 2 3. If you can hear me, please type yes on the chat. Yeah, I can hear myself. So we're going to start in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to invite everybody to join me. Right? So there's a lot going on right now in the markets. Cool. Okay. So how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing this morning? All right, I'm doing fine, thank you. How's signals the best? Practice risk management and join them, guys. You will be profitable. Thank you, Tim, for the kind words. We try our best. We do try our best. And to be completely honest, we are rocking it, right? So right now we have a couple of trades open, right? But because this stream is open to everybody, I am not going to share them. You're more than welcome, Foxtrot. Hi, how are you? Thank you, I'm fine, thank you, Jacob. So, Sean, is that how you pronounce your name? Thinks that gold will melt. Hey, Alan Vitautas, how's everybody? Jacob. All right, so like I was saying, we do have some stuff going on, and yeah, why don't we go ahead and start by looking at what everybody loves, cryptocurrencies. Thank you, Khalid. Hey, everybody, Igor, Amit, Martin. Yeah, all right, Andy. We will have a look at the US dollar, Singapore dollar, of course. Right. Hello, traders. Cool. So let's have a look at what we have going on right now. Let me see. So a quick look on the map. You can see our profits right there. I can't show you the actual trades because I did send two of them as VIP signals today, and because the stream is open for everybody, it wouldn't be fair for everybody paying the monthly fee to get them, right? But yeah, if you want to be part of the team, profit with us and trade with us, there's a link below this video. And if you want me to manage your account with this ma'am, you can always email support. Right. So thank you, Williams. Thank you. Not everybody loves crypto. That's right, without us. All right. Yes, I have a great analysis on gold that I want to share with you. Hi, Pete. How are you? Elevator Maureen, welcome to the team. Yeah, Foxtrot says it right. It's really worth it because it's only 35 pounds a month, right? Listen, Williams, email support. Maybe they can do something for you. All right, so before we start, why don't everybody just subscribe to the YouTube channel, please? Everybody. Hey, Andy. Hey, Ethan. Listen, all right, so subscribe to the YouTube channel because, we do upload videos every single day. And yeah, I mean, the free information that we upload is quite good, right? And if you enjoy the live session, give me a like. That'll help us with the YouTube algorithm, right? Yeah, Matt, I saw your, uh, I saw your question. I'll be there with you. So the position size calculator that I use, it's called risk calculator. I'll show you. It's right. It's this one right here. But hold on, let me just get logged off of my account. Just go here. Just go here to riskcalculator.app. It's excellent. It costs $10 a month. You will not regret it. Listen, Khalid. Yeah, I would rather not. Right? I would rather not because because they're still fresh, and well, hi Lee, how are you? Millard, thank you for the kind words. All right. I had a quick question. I'm part of VIP. Have a trade. Are all trades that you just showed on VIP or both VIP and crypto? No. Um, Hold on. These trades that I showed right here, these trades are placed on the MAM account, on the managed account. Right. So why don't we start with with Ethereum? I have been I have been talking about Ethereum for a while because I do love this crypto, right? And I believe that there is a big opportunity here, right? The thing about Ethereum and the thing about cryptos is that you can't place very tight stop losses, right? Well, that's not the way that I trade. The way that I trade is very long term, and my stop losses are usually very wide. But let's start by looking at the daily, right? And just let's have a look at historically what Ethereum has done, right? The last time it dropped 65%, right? But that was a fluke. And then it rallied about 500%. Cool. Now it has dropped from high to low about 29%. Let's have a look at the small drawdowns, right? From this high to this low, 23%, and then we had a rally. From this high to this low, another 21%, and then we had a rally. So, historically, we have seen pullbacks of about 20 to 30% before new all-time highs in Ethereum. Now, if we look at the 4-hour chart, right? If we look at the 4-hour chart, and I'm going to share this analysis with you guys. I'm going to share this analysis with you because I believe that there's money to be made, right? I'm not going to share an entry. I'm not going to share my stop loss level, my targets, or anything like that. This is not investment advice at all. But I'm going to share my analysis, and if it makes sense to you, maybe you can act on it, right? So right now we're looking at the 4-hour chart, right? And I want to focus on this pullback, okay? Now, if you look at it, right, from this high to this low, then from this high to this low, we are in what seems to be an ABC pullback formation, right? Why? Why we are in an ABC pullback formation? Because if you look at it, the B wave retraced 76.4% of the A wave, and the C wave retraced 161.8% of the AB wave. So talking about ratios, these are the exact ratios that an ABC formation holds, right? But right now we are trading below this massive level of resistance, okay? So if you are not long from the bottom of the move, I wouldn't recommend, right, buying so close to this level of resistance. But what I'm looking at, or what I'm looking for, basically, is a break of these highs, a break of the 35.85 to 36,000 level, right? Maybe to the weekly pivot, and then a pullback to this level to look for buys with a great risk to reward, right? Right now, there is absolutely no entry, okay? On the way that I trade, at least, on the mid to long term. But if price breaks with these highs and with the 36,000, it's 3,600 level, and then pullbacks and holds this level, we will get a very nice long, right? When that happens, and if that happens, I will be sending that signal to the VIPs, all right? I know that in the UK, having a crypto broker is impossible. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're not from the UK, maybe you can profit with that signal, right? If we look at the hourly, right, and if we grab the exact levels that I'm talking about around these lows, you can see that in fact, we are talking about today's highs, right? If we get that rally today, that would be great. That would be great because, I mean, if we get that rally today before the US Open, that would be great because the pullback will be in play to that 3600 level, right? So that's what I'm looking at in Ethereum, and yeah, just waiting for that because when it comes to trading, what you need to do is plan ahead. Reacting to price is going to burn your capital, right? I mean, you have to do the work, do your analysis, and just plan the trade like I have right now, right? I'm not going to jump in long right now because it's out of the question. But if the scenario that I have in mind plays out, I will be buying and I will be going strong. Right, so let's have a look at the questions. No, the MAM is not 35 pounds a month. The MAM is a minimum deposit of $5,000 to be able to join and for me to manage that account. What's the win rate for your VIP channel? Listen, the win rate, that's a good question, right? And I understand why you focus on win rate. And if I told you that we have a 55% win rate, you will be disappointed. But because we focus on risk management, we focus on managing our risk and protecting our capital and good risk to reward scenarios, we are very profitable. All right, so you are in an ETC USB. I don't know what that is. All right, signals Bitcoin and GBP USD went against and closed with loss. I don't know what GBP USD you're referring to because we haven't sent a GBP USD in a while. Kenneth, I don't know what ETC USD is, mate. USD Japanese yen, I can feel a long opportunity coming. How about you? Actually, let me show you. That's a good question too. I had actually this was my trade idea yesterday. And this is the reason that on the VIP channel we use pending orders, right? Right now we are up about 7% on this month on the signals. So that's our win rate, right? That's how much we make, risking 1%. So this is the reason we use pending orders on the VIP channel, on the VIP signals. I had this idea to go long on the US dollar Japanese yen on the break of this bull flag, right? I mean, price was trading inside of a bullish structure. It was retesting a key level, the weekly pivot. This level was holding. It was the 50% retracement of last week's range. It all pointed out at a very nice long opportunity, right? So we placed a buy stop above these highs. Why? Because we needed the immediate structure to break in order for our long idea to be validated. And what do you know? The Japanese yen rallied, and of course the US dollar dipped, making well, double bearish pressure here on the US dollar Japanese yen. So I'm going to show you the Japanese yen future so you can see actually what I'm talking about. 6J, right? This is the Japanese yen futures, and I was looking at this bearish flag on the Japanese yen futures, and because it rallied and it popped above this level, my long idea on the US dollar Japanese yen got invalidated. But because we use pending orders, we just deleted that order, and we didn't incur in a loss, right? Traders that are eager to jump in to get the best risk to reward without confirmation got burned on this one. Why we close? Giovanni, that's a great question. The reason that I closed the Euro USD longs was because I wasn't comfortable leaving a full risk open with that market showing no real direction overnight, right? Yeah, price rallied overnight and it's almost hitting TP2, but I really don't care about that, you know. I focus on managing risk, and to me, leaving a trade open overnight with a full risk and no direction is gambling, right? I'd rather close that trade break even because I don't know what's going to happen. In this case, the US dollar dropped heavily, and that made for a bullish pressure on the Euro USD. And yeah, our trade would have been in big profits, but do not be results oriented. What you need to be focusing on is making the best decisions. And the best decision yesterday was to close that trade at break even, right? Can there be a buy position in Euro USD at 122.50? I don't know. I wouldn't be buying the Euro US dollar at all. What I'm going to do right now is this. I'm going to put on an alert here. Add alert. Right? Hold on. Key level retest, because this is the level that I will be going long on the Euro US dollar on a possible pullback. Right now, it's out of the question looking for longs here. Where would you put your stop losses? Your targets have to be the next key level, which is pips away. That is a terrible, terrible idea. Right. A Unity expert. I'm going to remove you because you can't ask for personal information. Right? If you do that again, I will ban you from my live sessions. All right, so let's continue. Let's have a look at how our trades are going. Our trades are doing fine. All right, so gold. The MAM is still long gold. This trade I can show you actually. Yeah, I can show you this trade. All right, cool. Let me just put on the 4-hour chart. There you go. So the MAM is still, oh boy, here you go. The MAM is still long gold. Actually, I'll close this. Right, the MAM is still long gold, right? We took a heavy position here and took profits around these levels. And then on Sunday, when I sent the VAP signal to close the rest of the position, I also took more profits here. Now I have locked in about 190 pips because I am still very bullish gold, right? And I'll show you why. So, oh boy. So this is, we're going to start by looking at the daily chart in gold. And this is what I'm looking at, right? The reason that we went long gold was because of the retest of this level. That's pretty simple, all right? But right now we have hit some very important midterm bullish targets and another key level, right? Now, if you notice, we have broken with the immediate bearish structure, but that doesn't mean anything to me, all right? I am expecting a pullback in gold, and if that happens, I will be buying more, right? I'm looking for a pullback around the 1840. If it's a deeper pullback, I will be taking out on a profit on the rest of my position, but with how strong this market is rallying, I reckon that a pullback to this area right here would be the buying opportunity that I'm looking for, or to add to my longs, right? So this is the daily chart, and if you look at the daily chart zoomed out, right? This bearish structure that we are talking about is nothing more than a bull flag. So the reason that I'm still holding longs in gold is because if this level, the 1880 level, breaks, there is a high probability for another bull run in gold, at least to retest the 1960 level. And that, my friends, is a good 800 pip move. So that's what I'm waiting for in gold. Now let's have a look on to the 4-hour chart, right? Now people ask me, some traders ask me that if I'm considering a short in gold at these levels because of the targets that I just discussed, right? And the answer is absolutely not. I would never be short in such a strong market at all. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, what I'm liking about price action in gold, at least for the past couple of months, is that its key levels are really holding, right? So I'm waiting for the retest of this of last week's highs, right? And even though, let me explain this to you, even though I am waiting for this pullback to this level, I'm not going to go short, right? Why? Because I don't know how strong this possible pullback might be. And I don't know if I'm going to get that buy opportunity, right? So I'm going to keep my longs with my stops below these lows. And when we dip to this level, I will be sending that signal to you guys. So heads up to that. And if you want that signal, the link is below this video. I don't know, mates. I mean, it's only 35 pounds a month. You should definitely be thinking about joining. I would if I were you. Right, so let's move on. Let me go through the chat. And let's see the questions. So Daniel, how are you, mate? What do you think of what do you think to cat yen? Cat yen is not um, uh, a financial product that I trade, but I'll have a look. hmm GBP USD, right? We'll get on to that. Yeah, we did, Nimra. You didn't see the signal to close it, but I mean, if you still have it open, you made about 100 more pips than we did. So kudos. Any opportunities for silver? No, I don't think so. I mean, silver is basically the same thing. I mean, because I'm long gold, I wouldn't be buying silver, but a retest of the 2790 level looks good for a buy. Right, gold is the best, of course. I love gold. Yes, there's going to be a signal for gold when and if the setup develops. Yeah, no, of course, mate. So, Rab, you're more than welcome. So let's move on. Let's move on and let's have a look at yes, these open trades. I mean, even though I swing trade, I'm always looking at my positions when they first start to develop because the first few hours of price action when you enter a position are key, in my opinion, right? So let's imagine that I enter a trade right now, whatever market, it doesn't matter, and for the first couple of hours, I don't see the momentum that I really want. It's very plausible that I will be closing it at break even. Example of yesterday's Euro US dollar, right? So let's move on. Can you look at Euro GBP? Yesterday's candle closed lower. Let's have a look at Euro GBP, mate, of course. All right, so the Euro GBP. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? Because um, let's look at the daily first, right? I mean, this looks very, very, very choppy the last week of price action. And because the GBP is rallying, the Euro GBP should be dropping, right? But because we're talking about the Euro against the pound, and both the Euro and the pound are rallying, you're going to get a lot of chop, right? So if you're planning on trading the pound, the Euro GBP wouldn't be the best financial product to do so. Remember that when you look at the markets, and this is some advice, on free advice, take it or leave it. It's up to you. But if the first thing that you do when you sit down in front of your screens is to open a GBP USD chart and look for entry or look for setups, or a Euro US dollar chart and look for setups, then you're doing things wrong. The Euro US dollar, the GBP USD, the US dollar, Canadian dollar, etc. Those are financial products that you're going to choose to trade a currency. So, for example, my focus is the US dollar. 80% of my focus is the US dollar. So 80% of my trades are US dollar driven, right? So I do my analysis on the US dollar. For example, when the DXY, this is the US dollar currency index, right? It gives you a gauge of the US dollar real price action. When it was trading at these levels, I decided to go short on the US dollar, right? So because I had my setup to go short on the US dollar, then I jumped into my chart to look the best opportunity to sell the US dollar. And I found that opportunity on the Euro USD right here, right? By buying the Euro US dollar. So trading currencies, trading Forex, is not about trading currency pairs, it's about trading currencies. So you need to have a real good direction and a real good gauge of the levels of said currency. Then you move to choose the financial product that you're going to be trading that currency into, right? For example, the US dollar Japanese yen long idea that I had yesterday was a Japanese yen driven trade, etc. So that's just a piece of advice, you know. By doing that, because by doing that, you're going to get more profitable, and you're going to understand the markets that you're trading. Right? Let's go. Let's have a look at the chat. What do you think about the retesting goal? Is that any positive move to bounce or bullish? I mean, I don't know. I mean, no one knows. I mean, no one knows what's going to happen, right? But yeah, I'm waiting for this retest, and if it doesn't happen, well, I'm still happy because I'm still long, right? But if it happens, then I'm going to look for that buy. US 30, US 100 WTI. You want it all, man. Cool. Let's have a look at equities, okay? Let's start by looking at the S&P 500. And, we're going to focus on remove drawings, right, on the 4-hour chart, right? Big levels on the S&P 500 are being retested. Last week, I took a sell position here, and because a few hours of price action did not go my way, even though I have my stop losses all the way above this high, I closed it around this level, because I wasn't going to let my stop losses get hit just because I was married to that trade. So, and I closed it before this big candle. Now, let's have a look at what's going on with the S&P 500, right? This is like a big level. And actually, why don't we look at the E-minis, right? Let's look at the E-minis and let's look for some volume zones, all right? This is the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. And the reason that I look at the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract is because CFDs do not have volume in them. And let's have a look at the volume of the past few weeks. Cool. Right. So the point of control. I mean, this is extremely bullish to me, right? Why? The short that I took was below the point of control, and remember, below the weekly pivot, etc. Now that price has broken and retested that point of control, and that bulls jump in on a high volume area, it's starting to look more and more bullish. So even if the zone that we were looking at, these previous highs are being retested, it looks like a double top, etc., whatever, right? I wouldn't be a seller here. Why? Because of this dip and this move to the upside. So pre-market in New York might bring some selling pressure, but right now I wouldn't be a seller on the S&P 500. What I would do definitely, if price dips to again that point of control and that weekly pivot, I will be looking for possible buys. But I'm not interested in the S&P 500 at these levels. Right. I'm really not interested in the S&P 500 at these levels at all. So yeah, let's go back to our CFD chart. And I don't know. I'm really not interested in the S&P 500 at these levels. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq. 4-hour chart on the Nasdaq. What is this, Jesus? All right, let's delete the drawings and let's rework on that chart. The Nasdaq is different because the Nasdaq is in a very structured bearish move, right? If you notice, this pullback right here was to the previous week lows, and this pullback right here is to last week lows. So I'm not saying that I will be shorting the Nasdaq at all, but structure wise, this is looking much better. All right, let's have a look at the NQs, the E-mini Nasdaq futures, just to have a look at where that high volume area is on the past couple of weeks worth of price action. Right, so this is looking better. Why? Because we're trading below the point of control. Actually, this looks phenomenal. We're trading below the point of control. We are retesting the previous week's lows like we did right here, right before this big drop. And let's have a look if we hit some bullish targets. Well, we hit some bullish targets here. Now, should this short scenario play out on the Nasdaq, we could be looking at the retest of these lows right here around the 12,700, right? I'm not saying that this is not a signal. Do not. This is not a signal. This is not advice at all. I'm just showing you my analysis on the E-mini Nasdaq, right? Looking better than the S&P 500. And I will be actually looking at this possibility later on. And if I find something, yeah, you will get it, VIPs. Delete buy stops means you should delete the pending order, Helen. Right, let's move on. Oil. All right, let's look at oil. I haven't traded oil in a while. Yeah, let's look at the daily. This is quite interesting, right? I think that we need to look at, no, the daily should be fine. I mean, we are retesting this massive area in crude, right? These previous lows, and yeah, this is pre-pandemic, right? Yeah, these previous lows, previous highs, right? Pandemic highs, and then we retested this level back in the beginning of March, and then we have been moving higher, right? Again, most people will think that this is setting up for a sell, but to me, this is a very bullish formation. Why? Because even though we have flat tops right here, you have to look at the lows, right? The lows keep getting higher and higher and higher, meaning that bulls, even though this level keeps getting rejected, bulls are picking up momentum higher and higher, right? So yeah, I mean, the play that I would be looking on crude oil would be a break of that 69 level. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I mean, the 4-hour chart again looks bullish, but I mean, to me, there's absolutely no setup at the moment in crude. Maybe if we dip to the weekly pivot to the 65 level, we could find a buy, but I'm not interested in this market at all. Data looks poor on the US dollar. Wouldn't that rise up the gold? Yeah, I mean, the thing about this moving gold, you need to understand that gold is and that's why also the Japanese yen is rising at the moment. Both gold and the Japanese yen are safe havens against inflation, right? The Japanese yen is a safe haven against inflation because Japan's trade doesn't run on a trade deficit, right? And gold, when the risk is off, money moves from riskier investments like equities to safer investments like gold. This is why gold is rallying at the moment, because of higher inflation in the United States. Yeah, and I mean, of course, that gold is inversely correlated with the U.S. dollar, but it's not a U.S. dollar. Yeah, it's not a U.S. dollar driven move, even though the dip in the U.S. dollar is helping gold rise. But the real reason is higher inflation. Ava trade if gebezan, if the bezan. Helen, if your trade is open, you can't delete the pending order. You know. All right, so let me just check on a couple of trades that I have running. I'll be right with you, people. Good and good and good. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let's move on. And I mean, we are. I mean, we have been live for 41 minutes. I mean, this. I mean, times go so fast here. And yeah, I'm more than happy to stay more than the scheduled 45 minutes. If you have any questions, I learned so many from today's session. Thank you so much, Captain. You're more than welcome. Right. Yeah. I mean, let's have a look at the Dow. I mean, the Dow. You know, the Dow is the least favorite, my least favorite of four equity markets that I focus on on the U.S. But you know that I mean this Nasdaq is really it's looking super good. Again, let's look at the hourly because yeah, because this is something that you guys should know, right? Even though I mean we looked at the E-mini Nasdaq, right, for volume, and we're trading below the point of control that I think it was around these levels. Um, the immediate bullish structure is still very much alive, right? Now, the thing about this particular trade, or not trade, but this particular trade idea, let's call it, is that yesterday's range is so wide. And I mean, to be completely honest, the the probability of success of going short below the weekly pivot is not that appealing to me. Even though we have this little base right here. Let me just thicken this out for you. Right, that's better, right? Even though we have this tiny base right here. Yeah, I mean, going short below this base might trigger some selling volume, but again, I don't know. Maybe a break of today's lows, but again, the range is quite wide, and the risk to reward ratio. I should be looking at taking profit at yesterday's lows, and because yesterday's lows are this week's lows, right? And not taking profit there is a mistake. So if we wait for the break of today's lows, the risk to reward is just less than one, right? But again, I mean, I'm going to keep an eye on this throughout early trading or pre-market during the US session, and if I find something, I will send it to you. But if I find something, it'll be with a lower risk than normal. Right? Any more questions? Let's have a look. No, it's not the RSI. This is a proprietary. I hadn't made. This is what I mean. I told the guy that made it. I mean that programmed it. What I wanted exactly, and he made it for me. Can you check the U.S. dollar Swiss franc? Yes, I can do that. The U.S. dollar Swiss franc. Now, this is the daily chart, and this was a missed opportunity. Right here on the 4-hour chart, just have a look on the 4-hour chart. Where was it? I think it was here. That was a missed opportunity, but what do we want me to look at? Let me see. Now coming back for the retest Strong dollar week looks good for a short. Yeah, I mean that's what I was looking for. But today when I woke up, this move already happened. This was a great short opportunity right here. But I wasn't going to chase that move. And to be completely honest, what I would want in order for a possible short would be a retest of yesterday's lows right here around the 90 level, 090 level. That would be awesome. That would be awesome, actually. You know, for a and I wouldn't hold that trade for long. Would be more of a day trade to me. But yeah, in order for me to even start looking at a possible, boy, hold on, my alarm is guys want to hear my alarm? This is what I wake up to every day. Oh my. Yeah. So yeah, in order to go short, I would need a rally, a pullback to this level. It's still looking extremely bearish. What's bad? My alarm? No, I mean, I'm used to it. All right, let's have a look at the Swiss. I don't trade the Swiss franc yen, but yeah, I can have a look at it. If you want. The Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. All right, so I mean, yeah, this market is driven by the Swiss franc at the moment. Yeah, I mean, the let's have a look at the hourly because I mean, if you're looking for buys, that buy opportunity is gone. I mean, the retest of the weekly pivot and the previous highs and the break of the immediate bearish structure. This is where big buys, power buys were. If you're looking for buys right now, this move is gone. And how much has it moved? Just 50 pips. I mean, yeah, uh, this move is gone, mate. New Zealand Swiss franc. All right, let's have a look at that. New Zealand dollar versus the Swiss franc. Boy, look at the daily on this market. It's awful. But having said that, we might have something here. Oh yes. Look at this, right? So price right now, this is a daily, remember, right? Price is retesting this previous broken level, and you know why this is a key level to me because I mean the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc is still right was in a tear right here, and here is where it stopped. So it means that we had some profit taking and some sellers jumping in, and then when we broke with huge momentum, we retested it back, and this is the level that buyers were jumping in. Now, having said that, I do like the structure, this continuation structure, this triangle. Beautiful, it's a gorgeous triangle, right? Um, but again, this to me this is unconfirmed. Why? Because we keep making lower highs, and lower highs, right? So let's go to a 4-hour chart to see if we can actually find something. Because now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued, right? Not that I would trade it, but I'm really intrigued. Uh, this is the thing. Just look. I mean, let's have a look at the range of the past month worth of price action. This is 445 pips in 4 weeks of trading. I would hate that. Now, this is to the downside, of course. We are in a bull market. The last time it rallied from low to high took 13 days to rally 360 pips. Cool. So where would I look for buys? I would definitely not. I would definitely not buy the breakout these highs or this week's highs. at all. I wouldn't. Why? Because we have a massive, massive zone of resistance here. And to be completely honest, the level that I do like is a break of the previous week's highs. But then again, we have the weeks before highs and the week before, right? And this massive level of resistance just there. So yeah, I mean, to me, there is the possibility of finding a buy in here, but this zone is going to be very, very strong, right? I mean, just by saying what I did say right now, it's not appealing to me. I already did WTIs. You bought 64.60. All right, let's see what you did. You bought what? 64.60. Oh, you are in a good buy position. Have you taken profits? I mean, supply and demand, support and resistance, same thing, right? I mean, key levels, volume. I mean, I trade key levels on high volume areas, you know. Who asked me? Gael, have you taken profits? I mean, just asking because if this trade would have been mine, I would have already taken profits, at least half of my position here. Why? Because the possibility of a deep pullback is high. Why? Because the past two times the price was here, it dipped all the way here and then all the way here. So, if I mean, making money in the markets is hard enough without you not taking the best decisions, right? So you have to look at historic price action and what the market has done or price has done historically. And the last two times that it was trading here at this level, and not the last two times, I mean, we can even look at this back in March. This is where sellers have jumped in. So it's going to be very hard for buyers to break through it. And why don't we look at CL, right, a crude oil futures, so we can actually have some volume analysis here, right? No, indicators, fixed range, right? Let's have a look at where the point of control is. Of the entire range. So yeah, we are trading above the point of control, right? Cool. That's the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour chart and let's have a look at this week's volume. Just this week, right there. I mean, yeah, we're trading above the point of control. High volume zone was below. We already broke with it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your trade, right? But if that trade was mine, I would definitely take profits here. Let me check on my open trades. Okay. Okay, my mate. All right, cool. We're good. Thank you, Quentin. You haven't said, well, I want to trade like you do. Well, I can teach you how to do that. I mean, you know, trading is nothing but a skill, you know. This is not a talent at all. This is a skill that is perfection with hard work and discipline. You have to have tunnel vision, and you have to do the work, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about uh, opening up a a course. You know, it's not going to be anytime soon, but I mean, a ton of people ask me that, so it's a very real possibility. All right, cool, chica milk. Is that? Yeah. I'm glad that you're learning, mate. That is the entire reason why we do what we do. There's no other reason. God damn it. Hold on, let me check on the train. Oh boy. I, oh, hold on. Sorry. I don't have any buttons on my MT4 if you notice because I only use it for um yeah, I only use it for executions. But yeah, no, that trade is still good. Ethereum still good. Cool. So let's move on. Um, uh, and using Learn to Trade VIP to pass what? I disagree. Trading is a skill, one of the hardest skills to master, but it is a skill. If it were, I mean, if it weren't a skill, I wouldn't be able to teach anyone. Prop firms, you mean like funding firms? I don't know. I mean, try it. I mean, I don't want to talk about that. All right, so GBP USD sell opportunity in hell no, hell no. I wouldn't sell the GBP. Yeah, again, I mean the pound. I wouldn't sell. I mean I wouldn't buy US dollars. You know what I mean? At all. I wouldn't buy US dollars. And if you, I mean, by selling the GBP USD, you're in fact buying US dollars against the pound. Let's have a look at the Aussie. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Right, the Aussie USD. I was interested in a buy a couple of days ago, last week actually, on the Aussie US dollar, but I didn't like the setup I created at the bottom on the 4 hour chart. No, yes, I did like it, but I missed it. Now, this next buy right here at the break of these highs, I didn't take it because it was late on the Friday and I was going to leave a full risk open during the weekend, right? That was out of the question. And I missed the retest of this level, so I missed everything here on the Aussie. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's looking bullish. Even though we are trading inside of a range still, I would be very careful with if you are in a long, right? I would be very careful with this level right here. Here is where I would be careful. But again, yeah. Uh, uh, that's exactly what I would look like. Now let's have a look at the hourly because why not, right? Yeah, I'm doing the Aussie US dollar. um, so the immediate structure very bullish on the Aussie USD as you can see by by just by looking at price action. But we have yeah, we haven't hit those bullish targets to the upside. The true level is this previous base right here. Um, if you are long, I would hold on to those longs for the next push up. But I mean, to me, there's no setup. And you know what? If you notice, I don't trade a lot. I don't trade a lot. Uh, I remember at the beginning when I started my collaboration with Learn to Trade. I mean, everybody was so pissed because they weren't receiving 5 trades a day. I mean, that's just not me. I focus on equity growth, risk management, and just trading the best setups. Trading the best setups. Why? Because I mean, um, trading is not about about having a happy trigger at all. Trading is 95% work. Off trading hours work. You have to have everything planned out before you sit on your computer on your trading session. And the reason is because if you don't, you're going to be reacting to price without a plan, and that's, to me, just gambling, right? Um, and you know, and, I mean, I learned this the hard way. I burned my first couple of deposits like everybody else has done. You know, this shit is it's not easy. But if you put on the work, if you put on the work, you're going to get there, right? Backtest the shit out of your trading system. That's the only way to get an edge. And this is a zero sum game, right? We are competing here against faster computers, you know, heavier money, etc. So to you need to have an edge, and my edge is simple math and probabilities. You know, I know exactly the probabilities of success of every single one of my setups in every single one of the markets that I trade. You know, that doesn't come easy. Those are weeks and months worth of back testing, and I have to do it manually because I don't trade based on indicators, so I cannot automate my back testing. So yeah, it is a lot of work, but you can get my setups for the low price of £35 per month, and the link is below the video. Right, Aussie yen. Now I can't do Aussie yen, mate. Sorry. I cannot do Aussie yen because we have a trade with the VIPs, and it's a round entry, and it wouldn't be fair. So I'm sorry. Yeah, so we have been live for an hour. If you guys don't have any more questions, this is what I'm looking at. Um, I just saw my Ethereum trade rallying, which is good. Heads up to that break of yesterday's highs in Ethereum. You might get a possibility to get in for the next big bullish run. And the way that I'm looking at it, you know, this base forming right here at the 161.8, right there on this big power buy zone, it's looking more and more and more uh, like a like the next big rally in Ethereum. But again, um this is just my analysis and what I'm looking at. Yeah, me too. I don't use indicators. These lines that you see on my chart, this is just the previous week's highs and lows, the previous day's highs and lows. I do use the weekly pivot because it's a very important inflection point, and I do like to see it on my charts. And this oscillator is just a tool for confirmation, you know. For example, you can see right here that we have some very nice bullish divergence coming into play. Still, still hasn't been confirmed, like I said, but it's brewing. You know, I don't base my trade. Uh, I don't base my trades on this oscillator. It just gives me a visual confirmation of uh, possible divergence in play. Right. Let me check on my trades, mates. All right, cool. So really, if you don't have any more questions, this is it for me. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube channel. It's free, and there's a ton of information. If you enjoyed the session, give me a like on the video. This helps us a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to get in on the VIP train, the link is below the in the video description. If you're really, if you are really serious about succeeding, or at least as a part hustle, you know, part trade, part time job, uh, yeah, I mean, it's a very cheap option for you to get started, right? All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers.